Hey there, let me show you how I use Materialist. So basically, I got tired of trying to import a bunch of textures, having to manually wire up a material in Godot with a standard material, and then applying it to the object, and then fiddling with things, and then having different materials or different textures imported across my projects and not having a centralized location for them. It was a pain. So I built Materialist to kind of solve that. Let me show you how it works. So I have these textures over here. You can see these different directories are full of the different um, textures required to build a material. So I'm going to import some of these. I'm going to do the metallic plates. Let's do a leather sofa and a wood table. And these are all stylized. So I'm just going to drag those into Materialist. And it's doing some work. It's importing them. And here we go. So now it actually detected that there's two different types of normal maps, and it knows my default project is Godot project, so it's going to suggest the OGL version because that's what Godot prefers. And other than that, everything else is pretty good. It didn't detect this glossiness, but it will make it into roughness if I wanted it to, but it already has a roughness map, so I'm just going to leave those to be ignored. So it looks like all of these textures were detected just fine. I'm going to go ahead and create the materials here. You can see right now that it's producing the thumbnails and importing them, and you can see I have these materials now, and there's a live preview here. And sorry, I have my window cut off a little bit because of the size here, but I can update these values and see in real time how it affects that. And then that actually remains saved. And then I'm also going to place these into a stylized category real quick. So I can go to collections and go stylized because I want to group these there. And then what I'm going to do is select these three, move them to stylized. So now I have my stylized collection. Now this is going to go across all my Godot projects. I can come in here. I can do a quick search for like stylized, or I can just click my stylized group, go to my Godot project, and I can import all three of these in. What this is going to do is actually create the standard material for me with the correct settings and the textures wired up. So I now have Godot materials ready to go. I can drag this in. I can drag this in. And very quickly I was able to go from importing textures to getting them in Godot, and I have a centralized repository on my computer for this. Another really cool thing that you can do is before you even come to Godot, you could go to preview and you get this preview screen. I'm going to extend this window a little bit so we have some more room. And what I can do now is I can actually test out my materials inside of here before I import them into the game. And I can see how they respond to light. I can go to different scenes. And see how these different things respond to light. And I can play with like their UV scale here. And I can persist it to the material, and then I could even export all the materials to my project. So overall, this is meant to be a material management or a material library for you. Future features that I'm working on is exporting straight to Blender. So you'd be able to drag this into Godot. It'll detect that's a Godot project and handle it just like you saw. But you'd also be able to, if you have Blender open, drag it into Blender and it will wire up your nodes for you. I'm also thinking about Unity export, but Unity kind of has their own asset library, so that kind of covers that, but maybe people would rather have something like this that's kind of centralized and can work across different projects. So if you like this, check the description. You can get it on itch or at my website. And yeah, it's $5, one-time payment, runs locally, no cloud, no login. You pay once, you have it forever. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy this. If you have any feedback, join the Discord and do your feedback, and I will consider it and get back to you about it. Thanks, guys.